Panther Nation, what's good, man? First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you. We are on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and we're so close. So please make sure you do your part. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, man. I'm telling you, there is no better place for Panther content than right here, Panther Nation Podcast. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get in the comments too, man. Help out that algorithm. Let me know what's good. Let me know if I'm off. Let me know what you guys think. Sometimes you guys impart some knowledge on me and make me look at things a little bit different. So make sure you guys get in the comments. Let me know what y'all thinking, man. For real. First of all, let me introduce you guys to a new segment that we have on this show, and it's gonna be called Sign or Walk. Okay, this is where we're gonna take a look at all the free agent candidates that we have, and we're gonna break them down, one video per person. Okay, one video per player, and we're just gonna take a quick rundown. Go through the history, what they've done for the Panthers, what are a few different items that we're going to look at to say, hey, this is good, this is not so good, this is why we should resign, this is why we should not resign. And so that's what we're going to go through on each of these. Again, let me know, give me your feedback in the comments. What criteria should I add? What criteria should I take away? You guys let me know, because I think it's going to help be a great segment and help people understand why some guys, why we walk away from some guys and why we resign some guys. And we're going to give my thoughts as to how we should proceed moving forward, and the reasons why. I'm not just going to say, oh, let's resign Curtis because blah blah, or he's such a great player, let's resign him. Nah, let's break it down. Let's get into some numbers. Let's see why it's okay to keep him and why it's okay to walk away. So that's the purpose behind these videos. It's not just to come up here and say, we should just keep a guy, because a lot of people can say it but can't give you no real reason as to why. And so that's what we're gonna do on this series. Okay, so the first candidate, as you all can see, you clicked it, is Curtis Samuel. Okay, one of the big free agents that we have coming up. Had an amazing year this year, but we got to go back in time. And we got to talk about Curtis, man. Curtis was drafted in the second round by David Gettleman. You know the guy, the GM, the Hog Molly man, that guy. Currently with the Giants. Drafted by him in the second round. And listen, he came out of Ohio State as a kind of joker back. He could do it all, running back, wide receiver, blah 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 blah. He can do it all, okay. But he had a rough start. He dealt with a lot of injuries, okay? Dealt with a lot of injuries. But in his rookie season, he had 15 receptions, 115 yards, along with 4 carries for 64 rushing yards in 9 games. But again, the injuries, his season ended with an ankle injury, and he had to go on IR, and we didn't see him for the rest of the season. I think that was happening in week 10, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong on that. Y'all can fact check me. So his off to a rough start with the injuries, and then going into 2018, I think he had the heart issue. Okay, it was a heart issue that he was dealing with before the season started. Opted against getting surgery and whatnot, but he went into. I think he did miss some games due to that. I think he only played 13 games in 2018, but he did okay. He finished 2018 with 39 receptions, 494 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns, in addition to 84 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So pretty solid, starting to get that, the dual threat receiver and rushing threat, starting to develop that a little bit. And then 2019 is when it really started to come together. He kind of got over the injuries, all the ankle injuries, everything that plagued him prior. He seemed to get it together. Played the most games of his career in 2019 and finished with 54 receptions, 627 receiving yards, 6 receiving touchdowns to go along with 19 carries and 130 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. So again, this situation where he was under Norv Turner ended up, he got let go or whatever. Scott Turner ended up taking over on that last couple games. And he started being used more as a running back. And that's when we started to see, this is something that Panther fans already knew. We already knew that this cat had it in him, but he wasn't being utilized properly. He had like 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators, and he dealt with some awful quarterback play. And even he had Cam Newton on a bum shoulder who couldn't throw it to him, who was getting wide open, couldn't hit him deep. Then he had Kyle Allen, couldn't do it. Heineke couldn't do it. So there's all these different quarterbacks, and now coming in the 2020 season, he dealt with Teddy Bridgewater. But we had Joe Brady as well. Joe Brady was the guy that kind of figured out the Rubik's Cube with Curtis. He figured out how to use Curtis Samuel properly, and he straight up exploded, fam. He exploded. He broke out, again, having a coordinator that knew how to use him, and paired with the fact that Christian McCaffrey went down. The fact that CMC went down allowed for Curtis to go out and do his thing in the backfield and in the slot or as a wide receiver. He had more attempts. He had more opportunities because C-Mac was down. This is just a fact. Y'all can hate or whatever, but it's the truth. But because C-Mac was down, Curtis Samuel was able to shine, and that's what happened. Along with having Joe Brady at the coordinator position, or at offensive coordinator. Okay, so he finished this past season with 851 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and he added 200 rushing yards and 41 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. So he finished his first season, his first 1,000 all-purpose yard season, bro. He exploded this year, and listen. This is where we stand now. He finally had a coordinator that knew how to use him, and again, paired with that C-Mac injury. So all that being said, everything lined up for Curtis Samuel. And listen, now at this point, his value is going to be high as it's going to be, high as it's ever been. Okay, if he would have kept that same usage as he did prior, or maybe C-Mac was healthy, his price tag would not be as high as it is right now. This is facts. All right, so listen. Now here we are. The 2020 season is behind us, and Curtis Samuel is now a free agent. Okay, he is a free agent. And now here's the criteria, folks. This is how I'm going to make the determination as to whether we should keep Curtis Samuel, okay? So the first one I have is age. Listen, this dude is only 24 years old. He is not even, the dude's not even really in his prime yet. He is at the edge of his prime, honestly. As a wide receiver, he is at the edge of his prime. He's not even in his prime, really. So this dude has so much more so much more football left in him. So from an age point, he checks that box. Yes, I would re-sign him as it pertains to his age. Yes, perfect. That's a perfect fit. Now moving on. Position of value. Is the wide receiver position a position of value? Yes, it is. Okay, you guys know how I feel about the running back position. It ain't a position of value. Wide receiver, however, has direct impact to the quarterback position. The quarterback position is the most valuable position in football. It's the most valuable position, and that has a direct correlation to the wide receiver. Quarterbacks can't do nothing without wide receivers. Wide receivers have to catch the ball. So wide receiver is a valuable position. So yes, he checks that box. Okay, yes, he checks that box. Now, asking price. This is where things get a little bit rocky. Okay, this is where things get a little bit interesting. His asking price. According to a lot of different sources, no one really knows what his asking price is going to be. But I can only guess that it's going to be in the range of $7 to $12 million per year. $7 to $12 million per year. Listen, if it was on the lower end, maybe like $7 million, $5, $6, $7 million, I would be like, bingo, let's do it. But this man, I think he's going to hit on the upper echelon of that, the $12 million. I think he can get up to about 10 to 12 million is where I really realistically think he's going to be. And that's rich for me, bro. That's rich for me considering the fact. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, now we get to the next point. The next point is production. Is his production replaceable? And the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. Listen, C-Mac was injured just about this entire year. C-Mac is also a running back. C-Mac is also can play wide receiver if we utilize him in that way. And I would think that Joe Brady was going to utilize C-Mac more in the slot. So there is a duplicate skill set here between Curtis Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. There is money already sunk into C-Mac. That money is pretty much gone. We have to play C-Mac. You have to give C-Mac his touches. And I think that C-Mac should be used in the slot more like Curtis Samuel was used last year. Curtis Samuel was used primarily as a wide receiver and a little bit in the backfield. That's how I think Christian McCaffrey should be used. Honestly, if he's gonna earn that check, that's how that's how C-Mac needs to be used. Okay, so is his production replaceable? The answer is yes. If C-Mac is healthy, Curtis Samuel's numbers drop drastically. It's no question about it. No question, and that's just facts. Sorry. With a healthy C-Mac, his numbers drop drastically. Okay, not only C-Mac, I think there's a lot of guys in the draft that you can get to duplicate a Curtis Samuel skill set. Guys like Rondale Moore, guys like Kadarius Toney. Those guys are C-Mac kind of guys. Quick, shifty guys. You can put them in the backfield, get the ball in their hands, and they're dangerous in the open field. So can you get somebody to replace Curtis Samuel's production? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Okay, now all that being said, with all that criteria, and listen, if there's more criteria you guys want me to assess, then put that in the comment section. Those are just the main points that I thought I could answer. Okay, those are the main points that I thought would go into whether I would re-sign a guy. Now, with all that being said, those 4 criteria that I have, the answer is we have to let this man walk. And listen, this is coming from a Curtis Samuel fan. I have a 3-part series to prove it. I did a 3-part series on Curtis Samuel. Those longtime Panther Nation podcast listeners know about my 3-part series. It's when Cam Newton was hurt, his shoulder was jacked up, and listen, Curtis Samuel was getting wide open deep, and Cam could not get him the ball. Okay, that's when his shoulder was jacked up. But I pointed out that he has the skill set. He has the tools. He just was not being used properly. In come Joe Brady. He knows how to use them. Now, would I be mad or upset if we re-signed him? No, I wouldn't be upset because I'm a Curtis Samuel fan. I love Curtis Samuel, bro. I love Curtis Samuel. So this is coming from a place of hurt. I'm hurt that I have to do this. I'm hurt, okay? I love Curtis Samuel, bro. But you can't re-sign everybody. The salary cap is in place so that you can't re-sign everybody. And you have to make tough decisions. And that is why I say you have to let Curtis Samuel walk. I'm sorry. So that being said, that's my first player, my first free agent in the Sign or Walk series, okay? Let me know who y'all want to see next. Let me know if you guys want more criteria to go over. Help me out with this, okay? Help me out. That being said, make sure if you want to see more of this, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 4,000 subscribers. Make sure y'all watch everything I do. There is nobody putting out Panther content like this. It's just facts, okay? That being said, I'm out. Panther Nation Podcast. Peace.